They're now waiting on the official results of the autopsy and toxicology reports, Trace.
A lot of people waiting on that. Christina Coleman, back to you as the news warrants. Thank you. Let's bring in board-certified medical Dr. Neama Rahmani and West Coast Trial Lawyers President Neama Rahmani. Thank you both for coming on. Neama, to you first. Play some sound from the Santa Fe County Sheriff in New Mexico on foul play. Watch this.
We're not ruling it out. What I did state was there was no obvious sign or indication of a foul play. There was no immediate sign of foul play. Haven't ruled that out yet. This is an investigation, so we're keeping everything on the table. I think the autopsy is going to tell us a lot, and any evidence that we collect, but I haven't ruled any of that out yet.
I mean, Neama, we talked about the initial autopsy at the top of the show there. The full autopsy will be somewhat telling. Fair?
It will. It's going to take weeks. And look, it is suspicious. Two people don't die in the same house at approximately the same time and their dog without something happening. So law enforcement, they're looking at a few things. Obviously, with Arcara and the pills, you're thinking suicide or a crime scene that was staged to look like suicide. So is it a double suicide? Is it a murder-suicide? Did Hackman die of natural causes and she took her own life in some sort of a modern-day Romeo and Juliet? We'll know very soon. Yeah,
it's kind of crazy. Meantime, the carbon monoxide poisoning the sheriff also talked about. Watch here.
It's not, I wouldn't say odd, but it's not normal to find two people deceased in a residence. That's concerning. And then there was also a dog that was in a kennel that was also found deceased. We don't know the cause of that, obviously, but on our experience and working on cases like this, that is a possibility.
Yeah, Dr. Neama Rahmani, the first thing I thought this morning when I saw this was carbon monoxide poisoning, right? But the gas company says there is no problem with the pipes at all, at least the initial findings. What do you make of what happened?
Yeah, this is interesting, Trace, because carbon monoxide doesn't come from the gas pipes, right? It comes from burning fuel. So imagine you had gas that was burning somewhere in the house, on the stove, in the oven, in a water heater, in the heater for the house, somewhere else, and there was carbon monoxide being produced but not properly vented, right? That carbon monoxide could have been there in sufficient amounts a week ago, 2 weeks ago, whenever this all happened, to kill them, and then whatever the fuel source was died, and there's no carbon monoxide in the air. Toxicology may be able to actually look at the blood cells that are there and see, is there signs of carbon monoxide poisoning in both of their bodies? If those telltale signs are there, they'll know. So there's going to be a lot of detective work medically as well as legally going on.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Meantime, NBC writes the following, quoting here, Arakawa, his wife's body was found on the floor of the bathroom. A space heater was near her head and a bottle of prescription pills was on the counter. The responding deputy believes the heater could have fallen in the event the female abruptly fell to the ground. The pills from the bottle were scattered on the countertop. A German Shepherd was found about 10 feet from her in a closet in the bathroom. The dog was also dead. Hackman was found dead in a mudroom near the kitchen. The deputy believes he may have fallen suddenly. Both fall and die. Like you were talking first, it doesn't seem like that's rational and reasonable.
It doesn't pass the smell test. Obviously, we know Hackman's in his mid-90s. He had a cane near him. He certainly could have fallen. But if you look at the mummification, they died at approximately the same time. So what happened here? And there's also one important inconsistency. You heard the 911 caller. He's saying he can't get into the house. But if you read that affidavit in support of the search warrant, they're saying that door is open. Yeah. So that's something that I need to explore if I'm investigating this case.
And this is also important, Dr. Rahmani, for you, because they have Fox News writing about the dogs, right? The deceased dog was found near her body in a closet of the bathroom, but two healthy dogs were also on the property. One was running loose while the other was seen near Arakawa's body. So it seems like maybe the dogs had access to go in and out of the house, might have gotten water. There's a lot of things going around there, and the dog that was in the kennel in the closet, if you have carbon monoxide poisoning, then it kills the dog as well. It's just, what are your thoughts?
Well, that dog that was in the kennel either could have died from whatever poisoning was in the air, if that existed, or just from lack of food and water if it didn't have access to get out. And so that may just be a red herring. I would focus first on the people where you can easily tell from the telltale signs on an autopsy, toxicology, looking at the blood, looking at the organs under a microscope, and that will give you everything. I think we'll know in several weeks.
My producer pointed out one thing very quickly. I'm out of time here. If the dog took several weeks to die because of no food and water, there would be signs of that in this crate, right? Probably. There would be signs of this dog going to the bathroom inside the crate. And so a lot of things are looking at right here, right?
This is an interesting puzzle.
It is. Dr. Neama Rahmani, Neama Rahmani, thank you both.